Welcome. This is episode 1 of our series on generative models. These are the models that create things. Today we look at three big ideas: GANs, VAEs, and diffusion models. They sound complex, they are not. I'll explain each one in plain words and I'll show you the code. Let us begin. Look at these images. None of them are real. No camera took them. No artist drew them. A computer made them all and it had never seen them before. That feels like magic, but it is not. It is just math we can understand. By end of this video, you will know how it works and you will be able to try it yourself. First, what is a generative model? Most AI does one job. It looks at something and gives it a label. Is this a cat or a dog? Is this email spam? We'll call that telling things apart. Generative models do the opposite. They make new things. You give them a random start. They give you a brand new image. One kind sort, other kind creates. Today is all about second kind. There are three main ways to create. The first is GANs. Two networks compete like a poacher and a detective. They are great at sharp, real-looking images. The second is VAEs. They squeeze data into small code, then build it back. They are great at smooth, tidy results. The third is diffusion. It starts with a noise and cleans it up. It powers most of the today's top image tools. We'll take them one at a time. All three share one secret. They learn the shape of the data. Think of all real photos as dots in a space. The model learns where those dots tend to sit. That is the shape. Once it knows the shape, it can pick a new spot. Then it turns that spot into new image. So the trick is simple. Learn the shape, then take a press sample from it. Let us start with GANs. This is the fun one. Picture a poacher and a detective. They are locked in a game and the game makes both of them better. Here is how. A GAN is two networks. They have opposite jobs. The first is the generator. It takes random noise and makes a fake image. Think of it as the poacher. The second is discriminator. It looks at image and guesses real or fake. Think of it as the detective. We show the detective real images and fake ones. Its job is to tell them apart. Now the games begin. The generator makes a fake. The detective judges it. If the detective catches the fake, the generator learns from the mistake. Then it tries again a little better and the detective gets sharper too. They push against each other round after round. At first, fakes look rough. Over time, they look real. That back and forth is the whole idea. GANs have clear strength. They make very sharp, real-looking images. They are fast. One pass, you get a picture, and there is a lot of help out there to build them, but they have headaches too. Training can be shaky and hard to control. Sometimes they get lazy and make only a few looks, and it is hard to measure how good they really are. Powerful but tricky. Real world example: creating photorealistic human faces of people who don't actually exist, or generating realistic video game textures. Here is a GAN in code. Don't worry about every line. The generator is just a small network. It takes noise and makes an image. The discriminator is another small network. It takes an image and gives a score, real or fake. Then we train them together. The detective learns to spot fakes. The generator learns to fool the detective. That last line is the key. Its whole goal is to make the detective say real. Next, VAEs. The mood here is comma. The idea is simple. Squeeze the data down to a small, tidy code, then build it back up. And once you can do that, you can create new things too. Let us see how. A VAE has two parts. The first part is the encoder. It takes an image and shrinks it into a small code. The second part is the decoder. It takes the code and rebuilds the image. The clever bit is in the middle. The code is not just one fixed point. It is a small, smooth space. Because it is smooth, we can pick new point in it. Then the decoder turns that point into new image. VAEs have nice strength. Training is calm and steady. The code space is smooth, so we can blend things gently. Picture one place slowly turning into another. The small codes are also useful for other tasks, but there is a cost. The images often come out a bit blurry. They are less sharp than GANs or diffusion, and you have to pick the code size with care. So smooth and stable, but softer. Real world example, photo editing apps that smoothly transition your face from young to old, or changing photos lightning from day to night. Here is the VAE IDN code. The loss has two parts. The first part says rebuild the image well. The second part says keep the code tidy. Both matter. Then we sample a code. We add a little randomness so the model can create, and we pass that code to decoder. The decoder gives us the image back. Two simple goals working together. Now the big one, diffusion. This is the idea behind tools we have actually used. The plan sounds strange at first. Start with pure noise, just static like an old TV. Then slowly turn it into a clear image. Let us see how that works. Diffusion has two directions. First, the forward path. We take a real image, we add a little noise, then a little more. We keep going until it is full static. This part is only used for training. Then comes the reverse path. The model learns to undo each step. It takes noise and removes a little, then a little more. Step by step, an image appears. So the model real job is simple. Look at the noisy image, guess the noise, remove it, repeat. Why did diffusion take over? A few reasons. The quality is stunning. The detail and the variety are the best we have. It is also stable to train. There is no shaky tug of war like in GANs, and it is easy to steer. You can guide with a single text prompt. There is one catch. It is slower because it takes many small steps, but that is getting fast. This is the family behind Stable Diffusion, DALL-E, and Midjourney. Here is diffusion in code. It is shorter than you might expect. We load a ready-made model. We give it a prompt. Here, a cozy cabin in snow forest. We tell it how many steps to take. Then it makes the image and saves it. That's it. And this runs today on a pre-cloud GPU. You can try it right after this video. Let us put all three side by side. GANs work like a poacher and a detective. Their images are sharp, they are fast, but training is tricky. VAs compress and rebuild. They are smooth and stable, but softer and a bit blurry. Diffusion cleans up noise. It has the best quality. It is stable, but it is slower. Pause here and save this. This is the whole video in one table. So what can you do now? You can explain what a generative model really is. You can describe GANs as poacher versus detective game. You can explain how a VAE squeezes and rebuilds data, and you can describe diffusion as cleaning up noise step by step. You can even pick the right tool for a job. Next time in episode 2, we go for the how does a sentence become a picture, that is text to image and multimodal AI. If this helped, give it a like and subscribe for the next one. And tell me in the comments which model you will try first. See you in episode 2.